From the days of the German Emperor, the Kaiser, until 1994, the Zossen area served as a military base for the various armies that ruled over Berlin. At the beginning of the 20th century, Kaiser Wilhelm II envied his relatives from the British royal family and decided to establish an empire on which the sun never sets. To start the program, he ordered to build a training center for the new German military, which was established in 1871. The place that was chosen was Wünsdorf. With the rise of the Nazis to power in 1933 and the preparation for the Second World War, Wünsdorf quickly developed as a center of training and command. In 1935, the 3rd Panzer Division was re-established, one of the first signs of the strengthening of the German military in the run-up to the war. The driving school was also opened, and at the beginning of 1935 the High Command of the German Land Army OKH, das Oberkommando des Heeres, was also transferred to the place. By 1938, only 1 year before the war, the Supreme Command of the Wehrmacht OKW was transferred to the site, and at the same time the base underwent a construction boom. From 1937, the German army began building bunkers called Maybach I and Maybach II in the area. A bunker called Zeppelin was also set up for the use of the intelligence corps. Winkler above-ground bunkers were also built. The large bunkers reached a depth of 20 meters below the surface. On August 26, 1939, just days before the German attack on Poland, the Supreme Command of the Army moved to Maybach I. In the summer of 1940, the Wehrmacht High Command also moved to the Maybach II bunker. Until April 1945, the Zeppelin bunker served as a center of German military intelligence, and from here the orders went to the German army forces throughout Europe. During 1943, as the Allied airstrikes on Berlin intensified, more and more German army units were moved to Wünsdorf. At the entrance to the bunkers, you can see the ventilation opening. During the Nazi period, the bunkers were protected from chemical attacks. The Soviet added additional defenses, and some bunkers were protected to one degree or another against an atomic attack, though not against a direct hit. From this base, General Paulus planned Operation Barbarossa, the attack on the Soviet Union. Paulus was quickly promoted and eventually commanded the forces in the Stalingrad area. In a desperate attempt to prevent his surrender, Hitler appointed him as Field Marshal, noting that never had such a high-ranking officer captured, hinting that Paulus was expected to commit suicide. The next day, Paulus surrendered. Hitler offered Stalin to exchange Paulus with Stalin's son, who was imprisoned in Sachsenhausen concentration camp. Stalin refused. In order to mislead the bombers, the upper parts of the bunkers were built similar to the houses of the nearby town. In some bunkers, families lived in the part above the ground to complete the deception. Adolf Hitler, who underestimated his generals, used the nickname the Spirit of Zossen, referring to the spirit of defeatism. The fact that this base housed military officers such as von Stauffenberg, who led the assassination attempt on Hitler's life on the 20th of July 1944, certainly did not add to Hitler's fondness for the place. An interesting fact is that before the filming of Operation Valkyrie, the film's production staff came to Wünsdorf to get some idea of what the bunkers looked like during the war.